Hi there, and welcome back for another virtual Salt and Soul Studio class today. We'll be going through a 30-minute power vinyasa, so take what you need, leave what you don't. You can always take breaks, grab a drink, or rest in a downward dog or child's pose. I'll make sure to give plenty of modifications as we go through, but whenever you're ready, we'll get started with a brief seated meditation. So you can join me in an easy seat. We'll rock side to side to really ground down through those sit bones. You can have your hands on your knees, facing up to receive or down to ground, whatever your practice needs today. And with that, we'll let our eyes fall closed and just begin with some simple breathing as we settle in and arrive on our mat here. Just trying to push off any other thoughts to the side and be present right here, right now with your breath. We'll start off with a full cleansing breath together here. So inhale through your nose, fill up. Exhale through your mouth, sigh it out. Again, inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth, let it all go. You can seal off those lips here, and we'll find our Ujjayi pranayama, also known as our victorious breath or the ocean breath here. So slow and controlled, we'll inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top. And then exhale through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Hold again at the bottom. Again, we'll go through that together here. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Hold. Exhale through your nose like you're fogging up a mirror. And hold at the bottom. As you can see, we're going through a box breath here for counts of 3. You can feel free to take another few rounds here, whatever feels good, or just slowly return back to your normal breathing. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly start to wiggle those fingers. Return back to just your normal inhales and exhales if you haven't already. You can slowly blink those eyes open, and we'll start moving around a little bit. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, drop your right arm down to the mat. Reach over with the left, taking a side bend here for 3 breaths. We'll hold many of our postures in today's class for 3 breaths. Exhale, return back to center. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, drop that left hand down to the mat this time and reach over with your right. Breath 2. Last one here. Can release that right arm back down to the mat. And then on your next inhale, lift those arms overhead. Reach for the top of your mat. I'm just going to flip around here. And then we'll open up into a child's pose. So sending those knees wide, feet come to touch. Walk your hands out to the top of your mat and let your forehead just hang heavy. Maybe you shake your head yes and no here. Just really massaging that third eye down into your mat, grounding down for one more breath here. Slowly roll up and make your way to a tabletop position. We'll stack those hands right under the shoulders, knees come under the hips. We'll go through cat-cows here. So on your next breath, on your inhale, we'll drop that belly, gaze goes high to the ceiling. Exhale, push that mat away from you, round your spine for a cat. Inhale, drop that belly into your cow. And exhale, arch your spine, look between your thighs for a cat. You can keep going through a few rounds of these, matching your breath with your movement. Feel free to add in anything else that feels good here, maybe rocking forward and backward with these, or moving around in a circle. Your practice. Take what you need. Find one more full round. And then we'll meet back in a neutral tabletop position here. You can tuck those toes when you're ready and send those hips back to downward facing dog. We'll pedal out those feet. And then you can try coming high on the toes and then driving your heels down into the mat. Walk those hands back to meet your feet. Grab opposite elbows and just rock side to side for ragdoll. Plant those hands back down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, walk your hands out into a high plank. We'll go through our first version of a vinyasa here, which whenever I say take a vinyasa or take your flow, that's what this will mean. So if you want to take the full version, we'll shift forward 1 inch, lower down, keeping the elbows in, flip your toes, and rise up into an upward facing dog. Other option here, if you'd like, you can come down to the knees, toes come out long, elbows stay tucked in as we lower down to the belly, and then just pressing up into cobra so the thighs can stay down if you'd like. And then tuck the toes, send everything back, downward facing dog. Take one full breath in your down dog here. And we'll make our way through our sun salutations. So step your right foot forward and then the left. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, those arms come overhead. And then dive back down, exhale into another forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left, then your right back, high plank. And take your flow. So we'll shift forward, lower down chaturanga, flip your toes, rise up, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, this time right into a chair pose. So sinking back, bending those knees, tucking that pelvis under and forward. Nice adjustments. Hold here for one more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step that right, then the left back, high plank. Take your flow. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bring that right leg high to the sky. Bend that knee, open up the hip. You can find ankle circles in one direction and then switch it. Step that right foot forward and rise up to warrior 1. So that back foot is angled out 45 degrees but flat. Bending into that right knee, maybe a little bit deeper here. Take one more breath and then plant those hands. Step it back and take your flow. Meeting back in another downward dog. We'll repeat on the opposite side. So this time left leg comes high. Bend the knee, ankle circles in one direction, and then switch it. Step that left foot forward and rise up warrior 1. Maybe you can bend a little deeper into that front knee for one more breath. And then plant those hands, step it back, take your flow. You can always skip the vinyasas if you need to, and just meet me back in a downward dog. We'll try hopping to the top of our mat to close out our sun salutations here. So bend your knees, look between your hands. and gently hop to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Bring them down through heart center and out by your side for Tadasana. Nice job. You can shake that out. Feel free to take a quick drink, break, whatever you need. We will meet back standing at the tops of our mat to continue. Well, welcome back. Nice job so far. Like I said, we will meet back standing at the tops of our mat and we'll continue with our flow. So inhale, bring those arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, high plank. Take your vinyasa, meeting in a down dog. And then from here, we'll step that right foot forward and rise up into warrior two. So that back foot will be parallel to the short edge of your mat. That front knee is bent. Arms are out long and gaze is out over that front middle finger. Hold here for one more breath. You can flip your right palm facing up. Inhale, reach back. You're high-fiving the wall behind you. That left hand can come down to the thigh, or you can cross it behind your back for reverse warrior. Come back into warrior two. And then we'll straighten out that front right knee, reach forward with the right arm, and then down to the right leg. Left arm comes high and gazes up to that left thumb for triangle. Breath two. Last one here. Come back into warrior two. Cartwheel those hands to the mat, step it back, take your flow, and we'll meet in down dog. Step that left foot forward and we'll rise up to warrior two. Checking your alignment. And gazes over that left middle finger here for 3 breaths. One more. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior two. Straighten out that front left leg. Reach forward and then down to your leg, the floor, a block with the left. Right arm reaches high for triangle. Breath two. Breath three. Come back to warrior two. Cartwheel those hands down to the mat. Step it back and take your flow. Take one full breath in your downward facing dog. And then we'll shift all of our weight forward into a high plank, stacking those hands right under the shoulders here. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Drop that left knee down to the mat. We'll swivel around to face the right side of the room. Right arm reaches high into a side plank. Reach that right arm under the left, threading it through, and then back up to the ceiling. We have a few options here to progress this. You can either lift that top leg and then reach high with the right arm, or you can see if you can stack those feet, pulling that hip up for 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. We'll hold in this high plank again, drawing your belly button into your spine for 3, 2, 1. Drop that right knee. Right hand comes to center. Open up to the left side of the room. And then thread that left hand under the right. Back up to the ceiling. stay here, or we can lift that top leg, reach high with the left arm, or stack those feet, whatever feels good. It's your practice. For 3, 2, 1. Drop those hands back to center. Hold in that high plank one more time. For 3, 2, 1. Drop down to your knees. Open them up wide and find a child's pose. Returning to that Ujjayi pranayama, slowing it down. Bring your right arm high to the ceiling and then thread it over to the left side of your mat. That right ear is down on your mat. One more breath here. Coming back to center. And then we'll switch it. So left arm comes high, thread the needle over to the right. Left ear is down. And we'll be here for 3 breaths. Bring that left arm back to center. And then slowly make your way up into a kneeling position. We'll come to sit on those feet as we reset our breath and our intention for one moment here. Can bring one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly. We'll take 3 breaths nice and slow in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. Last one, inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Can release those hands. And then when you're ready, we'll go through a few camels. So rising up into a kneeling position, we'll open up the knees so they're about hip-width distance apart here. You can keep your toes out long or you can tuck them under. We'll take a half camel on the right, then the left, and then a full one. So on your next inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, drop that right hand down to your glute or lower back. Thumb is facing out. And then slowly start to reach back with that left arm, pressing those hips forward. Can stay here or drop that right hand down to the ankle, thumb on the outside. One more breath. And then slowly roll back up. Can come to sit on your feet as we reset for a moment. And then rising back up, repeating on the opposite side. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bring that left hand down to that lower back or glute. Start to reach back with the right. And then stay here or drop that hand. Last breath. And then roll back up. Shake it out, take a quick breath. We'll finish off with one full camel. So one final time, we'll rise back up. If you're gonna reach for the toes, I would tuck them here. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bring them either down to the lower back and glutes or all the way down to the ankles. Pressing those hips forward, chin and neck come long. One more breath. And then make your way back up to center. From here, we'll rock forward into a tabletop position and then tuck those toes, meeting back in a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bring that right leg high to the sky. Tap your right knee to your right tricep, and then kick it back out. This time, knee comes into nose, round your spine for cheetah, and then kick it back out. Then you can cross that right foot over to the left side of your mat. Right hand stays down, left arm reaches high for fallen triangle. For 3, 2, 1. Left hand comes back, right leg back into three-legged dog. Step that right foot forward, and then drop your left knee and shin to the mat. Arms come overhead into kneeling crescent. Breath 2. Last one. Straighten that front right leg, hinging forward at the hips into your half split. We'll try to keep that right foot flexed, toes up toward your nose. Can always walk that right foot out a little further. And keep a gentle bend in the knee. One more breath here. And then coming back into that crescent lunge. Arms come overhead. Tuck the toes on that back left foot and rise up into crescent lunge. Heel is lifted. Stay here, or you can drop that right arm down to the back of the room, twisting to the right side. Gaze is over that right shoulder for 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Step that left foot forward to meet your right into a chair pose. And then bring those hands down to heart center. We'll hinge forward and then twist over to the right side, tucking that left elbow on that right knee, and gazes up over that right shoulder toward the ceiling. Maybe you can sit those hips back a little deeper for 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. Nice job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, flow it through, whatever variation. If you're getting tired, can always come down to the knees like I am here. One more standing flow here, and then we'll be on our mats. Bring that left leg high. Tap your left knee to your left tricep, and then kick it back out. Knee to nose, round your spine, cheetah, and then kick it back out. Cross that left foot over to the right side of your mat. Left hand stays down, right arm reaches high, fallen triangle. For 3, 2, 1, drop that hand, kick it back out, three-legged dog. Step your left foot forward, and then come onto your knee, shin, toes on that right foot. Rise up into kneeling crescent. One more breath here. Shift your weight back, taking the half split on this side. Walk that foot out a little further so you can flex those toes. And keep a gentle bend in your knee. One more breath here. And then rocking back into your kneeling crescent lunge. Tuck the toes on that back foot and rise up into crescent lunge. Heel is lifted. Stay here or drop that left arm, opening and twisting to the left. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, back to center. Step that left foot forward to meet your right and sink right into another chair. Last one. Hands come to heart center. Hinge forward, twist over to the left, gazes up over that left shoulder. Adjusting those hips and sitting back a little deeper for 3, 2, 1. Plant those hands. Inhale, lift. Step it back. Take one final vinyasa here. And then when you're ready, we'll bend those knees, tapping them down. You can make your way into a sitting position, sending both knees out wide, coming into a butterfly pose. You can simply hinge forward at your hips, holding onto your feet to pull you down. Or if you'd like to try a tortoise, we'll walk our feet out a little further, hands come under the legs, and then using your elbows to pull yourself down here. Whatever version you're in, we'll be here for 3 to 5 breaths. Take one more breath. And then release, make your way back up to sitting. We'll send both legs out long in front of us here. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, find your Western forward fold, keeping a generous bend in those knees so that you can touch for your feet or ankles. Trying to actively lay your chest down on top of your thighs. One more breath here. Slowly release, roll back up to sitting. We'll make our way all the way onto our backs as we finish out here. We'll start off hugging that right knee into the chest, left leg is out long. Can always rock that knee and thigh side to side here, whatever feels good for the hip. And then switch it, right leg long, hug in the left. And then bring your right knee up so you have both. Just give yourself a big hug here. Can rock side to side to really drive your lower back down into your mat. Just show yourself some gratitude for showing up today. And then when you're ready, we'll reach between the legs for the outside edges of the feet. Finishing off with happy baby. You can extend and bend the knees here. You can rock side to side. Can bring your legs together. Whatever final stretches feel good before we prepare for our Shavasana. So when you're ready, we'll send those legs out long, letting the ankles roll out. Hands can come down on the mat, facing up to receive or down to ground again. And we'll just lie here for a few moments. Again, trying to push any other thoughts off to the side. And just appreciate a moment of stillness and silence. I'll bring you back to it in a moment. Whenever you're ready, you can start to wiggle those fingers and toes. Maybe roll out those wrists. Can roll over onto your right side, finding a fetal position here. And then pushing up back into sitting. We'll meet back for one final breath together here. So you can bring those hands to heart center. Eyes can be open or closed. We'll inhale through the nose, fill up all the good, everything you're grateful for. Exhale through the mouth, sigh it out, anything negative or stressing you out. The light in me sees and honors the same in you. We'll bow to seal our practice, bringing those hands to our third eye center. Namaste. Thanks so much for flowing with me today. If you enjoyed, make sure you're subscribed to our channel for all our new flows and classes coming out. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.